Good morning, all of you. I hope you all are fine and staying at your home. In the last session of chapter number 3, Food and Health, we have discussed proteins, vitamins, and minerals, and also the balanced diet. Now, come to the next topic, roughage. But before coming to the topic, one question is given here: why is it advisable to eat fruits like apples and pears with their skins? So, do you think why it is essential or advisable? Because the skin of the fruit is rich in vitamins and minerals. Okay? And it also contains antioxidants which is helpful to fight against certain diseases. Now come to the topic roughage along with the five nutrients. What are the five nutrients? Carbohydrates, fats, proteins, vitamins and minerals. Our body also requires roughage. So, what is roughage? Roughage is the fiber present in food. Roughage is the fiber that is present in our food. Roughage add bulk to the food and helps it to move through the digestive system. Okay, whatever food we are eating, that food contain nutrients, or we can say that food contain five types of nutrients. Along with the nutrients, that food also contain roughage in them, or we can say that is the fiber is present in food, which help to move the food to the digestive system. It also helps in retaining water and to get rid of undigested food from the body. Roughage helps to retain water. It means it prevents water to move out of the body in excess, and it helps to get rid of undigested food. The food which is not digested or left, that is to be excreted outside the body. Corn, green leafy vegetables. See, corn, green leafy vegetables, and whole grain foods are rich sources of roughage. The corn which we are eating, the leafy vegetables such as spinach, cabbage, these are the green leafy vegetables, and whole grain food, these are the rich sources of roughage. Okay, see, now what is roughage? Take a bite of an apple or a slice of orange, chew it for some time. What is left in your mouth is roughage. If your daily diet does not have adequate roughage, you can get constipated. If you are not getting the roughage in your food, then you get constipated. Okay, now come to junk food. You all are very much aware about the junk food that you eat in your daily life. See, here picture is also given: burger, cold drink, juice. Okay, so junk food is food that is poor in nutrients and has many calories. Means calories are more but nutrients are less. Children enjoy junk food. Children used to eat junk food, but they do not know what are the values or why the junk food is not good for our health. Okay, now children eat junk food for its taste. Examples of junk food are burger, french fries, pizzas and sodas like cokes, which we used to drink in our daily life. Okay, when junk food is consumed very often, means if you are eating junk food once in a while, means kabhi kabhi. Okay, so that is okay, but if you are consuming very often, then it is not beneficial for your health. It means excess fats, carbohydrates, and processed sugar in them increases the risk of obesity. If you are eating more junk food, so what are the different risks? Obesity, heart diseases, diabetes, and hence they should be avoided. We should not eat more junk food. Ways to make your diet healthy. What are the different ways by which we can make our diet healthy, or what different things we should eat so that we can become healthy? Diet can be made healthy by cutting down on fats, salt, sugar, and by increasing fiber. Means if we are taking less fat, salt and sugar minimized, and increase the fiber in our diet, then we can become healthy. So first method is sprouting. What is sprouting? Is a method of germinating seeds to be eaten raw or cooked. See, here the grains are there which are sprouted. So if we germinate the seeds and eat them raw or after cooking, then it is healthy way. It is healthy diet. Okay. Next is fermentation. Fermentation is a healthy way of cooking because it creates beneficial enzymes. Healthy way of cooking create beneficial enzymes. Idli and dhokla are made by fermentation, so they are healthy for our diet. Next is steaming. Steam cooking is a healthy and good way of preparing food. Steam cooking, when we cook the food in steam, after steaming, that food is healthy and it is a good way of preparing food, and it keeps to retain vitamins and minerals, taste and color. If we cook the food in steam, it retain vitamins and minerals, taste is also there, and color will remain the same. Vegetables and meat can be steamed and eaten. We can steam the vegetables and meat and eat them. That is a good way to eat. Now next is water. Water is very essential for the proper functioning of the body. Now summers are going on and water is very much essential. If we are not drinking water, what happen? We feel thirsty. Dryness is there in our skin. Okay, so it is very essential for the proper functioning of the body. 70% of your body is made up of water. What is the amount? 70%. Our body is made up of water, so it is essential to drink 6 to 8 glasses of water daily. Why we should drink water? Why it is helpful? See, it helps to maintain a constant body temperature. To maintain the constant temperature of the body, we should take water. It helps to remove waste from the body in the form of urine and sweat. So, in the form of urine, in the form of sweat, our body get rid of the waste with the help of water. Water helps in the digestion of food also. It forms a part of the blood and digestive juices. Blood is also the part of water is also the part of blood and the digestive juices. Okay. Now disease. Disease is a condition in which the body or a part of the body does not function properly. Disease is a condition in which the body or a part of the body does not function properly and is not in a healthy condition. It means when we are not feeling good, or we are not healthy, or our body is not functioning properly, then that condition is known as disease. Now, disease is classified into different types. Number 1, non-communicable disease. What is communicable? That is transferable. So non-communicable, non-transferable disease that do not spread from a sick person to a healthy person. Means that is the disease that is not transferring from one person to other. So non-communicable diseases can be caused due to malfunctioning of a body part like heart disease and arthritis. Okay. So if one of the body part is not functioning properly, or it implies heart disease or arthritis. Presence of harmful chemicals in the air. If harmful chemicals are there in the air like asthma and bronchitis, so these are the non communicable disease. Next point is malnutrition. It happens due to insufficient amount of proteins and carbohydrates in the diet of a children. How? If proteins and carbohydrates are not eaten properly or they are insufficient, then that condition is known as malnutrition. A child suffering from malnutrition has very thin arms and legs. See, child suffering from malnutrition, a picture is given here. See, what is the condition of the child? Very thin arms and legs. Arms and legs become thin. Belly or stomach becomes swollen. Patchy skin, reddish hair color, and general weakness. Weakness is there. Hair color changes. The condition can be overcome by giving the child a diet rich in proteins and carbohydrates. And this condition can be prevented or overcome by providing the diet rich in proteins and carbohydrates. Lack of essential vitamins and minerals in diet, they result in deficiency diseases. If the vitamins and minerals are less, that is known as deficiency diseases. One is non-communicable diseases and other is deficiency diseases. Okay, so up to here we have discussed, and next topic we will discuss in the next session. Okay, thank you.